Hey everybody, welcome. This is HBCU Original, and I am one of your hosts. This is the Spotlight Hour. And also, just before we get started, we want to say a thank you to our sponsor for today.
Today's show is sponsored by Swift Pro for all your marketing needs. Want to be a sponsor? It's simple. Just email us for more info. Now back to the show.
J.L, take it away. We going.
All right. Hey, family, listen, I'm excited about who we got on deck today, and this is going to be an exciting interview. I'm really looking forward to getting into this and really getting in the mind of a champion and being able to sort of share some things that can help empower, impact, and transform our lives as well. So we're talking today out of the SWAC conference. Oh, yeah. From the University of Alabama A&M, Miss Ana-Liese Torian. We welcome you to the show. We want to thank you for coming on board. And, we're really interested to know more about you and, what you do, what got you interested in, track, all those kind of things. So, Vince, you got a question you want to answer?
Listen, welcome. Right off the back. We want to go into your history a little bit, starting out, now you're here. You're at, the University of Alabama A&M. You're beginning to bloom into a star. And I mean, a star word in a sense where you might be the next Olympian on the scene. We do have, when is that? It's coming up in 2028, right? So
yes, in LA.
Starting from your, in your background, until now, did you ever imagine that, you'll be at this position in life?
No, not at all. Not from when I first started running track, because track wasn't the only sport that I was playing, like especially like in high school and in middle school, because when I was younger I did gymnastics and then I played soccer for a couple of years.
Oh wow.
Okay. And then I played basketball, and I didn't actually start running track until 6th or 7th grade. I didn't start hurdling until 7th grade. I know that for sure. So I think I started running in 6th grade, and I didn't start hurdling until I was in 7th grade. And then after that, I was just teeter-tottering with basketball and track. And track is what was going to get me to go to college. It was going to pay for my scholarships and stuff. So that's what we're doing now.
Yeah, we're not mad at you.
Wow.
So, I guess, coming from Illinois, that's a huge state. And, starting from, I guess, from high school, winning the state championship 3 times, right? Back to back. The 100-meter hurdles and the 300-meter hurdles. What was that like? What was that experience like?
It wasn't like it was something unreal, because when I was in 8th grade, I was also the state champion in my division or whatever you want to call it. And then I'm also, I don't know how many times, but I'm an All-American for USATF. I've won the 100-meter hurdles. I think that was in 8th grade as well. I've won the line. So that was in middle school though. High school, I was strictly doing 100 and 300 hurdles. Okay. So going into high school, my freshman year, COVID. So we had a little bit of indoor, so I got a little taste. And then COVID hit, so we really didn't have no season. And then sophomore year came through, and I was just like, let me make sure I'm grinding and do whatever I need to do. And that was my first state championship. That was the first time I won. The second time I won was my junior year. I won both the 300 hurdles and the 100 hurdles. Wow. My senior year, I didn't compete at state. I was taking some time off. And then now I'm in college. And so I won outdoor SWAC, US U20s. And for indoor last year, I felt a little bit short. But, we had some things to work on, and we worked on it. So that was good.
Oh, no doubt.
Wow. That's awesome, man. So you listen, you a champion. Yeah, so you've been on this track. You've been on this track of really, refining your skills, being in this space for a while.
Yes.
And that's interesting to know. Like I know there's athletes that are, that really become those championship kind of athletes always started out in sort of another sport, in the sense of, like, when you talked about gymnastics. And gymnastics is a great next, track is a great next step for gymnastics. I would imagine, because of the, all the, different things that, you're able to do in that space. So
And I'm glad.
so tell me
I'm
about
kind of
that.
glad that I didn't do gymnastics for that long, because I probably wouldn't be as tall as I am right now if I stuck with that.
Oh wow.
Wow.
So gymnastics makes you it makes you shorter. I mean,
I feel like all of that pounding definitely stunts your growth, and you're building so much muscle at a young age. Because I was doing gymnastics when I was young, and I got out of that and then went to soccer and then basketball and then track after that. Because I'm 6 foot, so I'm pretty tall for even a 100 hurdler.
yeah.
But like,
Wow, that's good. You my height.
a little shorter.
But I think that that height helps you in the the quarter hurdles and such, like getting around that track with ease. It might be a bonus for you. But do you actually run in the collegiate? Now I've seen the 100-meter the hurdles, but do you actually run at all the 400?
Like 400 hurdles?
Yeah.
No, this past year I did not do 400 hurdles at all. But I think this year I might be doing it. I'm not really sure, and I haven't ran an open 4 either. I'm usually like in a 4x4 or something like that.
Okay. And I know recently you were just down at the what is that? The Pan American what was that?
U20 World Championships.
Yeah, and the youth, and then you also were outdoor too, right? You ran at the outdoor. For the youth, yeah. And how did you do down there? How did you fare?
Which meet are you referring to?
For the outdoor youth, under 20. The world.
The one that was in Oregon, or the one that was in Peru?
Peru. That was.
The one in Peru, I'm going to say I didn't compete the way that I planned or that I wanted to compete, but I definitely walked away with a very good experience from being there and being able to compete on a world level for the first time. And I just feel like, it gives a little taste. So, of course, I'm going to try to go out and make another team so that I can prove myself just how I know that I can compete.
Yeah, I see it in you. I believe I'll see you at the in Los Angeles. I believe that. Just watching the way you're progressing and moving, your times are dropping. And let's talk about that that record. What was it, 30-year-old record that you just eclipsed from the University of Alabama A&M? I know that had to be a great feeling, because you dropped.
It was a great feeling. That race that I had for the outdoor record at Vanderbilt, I don't know if I was expecting to run that time at all, because following the race that I had ran previous, because it was a prelim and a final, I felt really good coming off that race. Like, I had put myself in the position to get into the finals, but I wasn't expecting myself to win and also post that time either. Because both of my hurdle PRs actually come from Vanderbilt. Because indoor, I also have the indoor 60-meter record for my school.
Wow. And that time right there, John, I'm looking at that time, she would definitely been at the Olympics this year with that time.
Wow, that's good. I want to know, who are some of the people that you look up to, who sort of inspired you along the way of doing track?
One person I would say was probably Masai Russell, just because not like we're closer in age than the majority of the people that are definitely older now. And hurdler wise, I'd probably see Kenny Harrison.
Yeah, Kenny Harrison. Yeah, she's good. Yeah, that's top of the food chain right now. But listen, you're going to be the face. I mean, it's coming. You will be the face of the U.S. track and field. I see a lot of other talent, around the country, and I've seen you. You're definitely going to be on that podium. We hope that you'll be healthy in 2028 in Los Angeles. So school life and managing track and field. Tell us about it. What's your routine? Your daily routine? Me and John, we eat a bowl of raisins every morning, and some oatmeal.
Well, me personally, I actually don't eat breakfast, but that it's just because it doesn't really sit well with me. To me, that's not a start to my day, me personally. So since the semester has started, I'm actually on a break right now. But prior to going to Peru, I was still practicing before I left. So I would wake up, go to class, and then our school has a little fueling station. So I would go get a little snack or something to drink to make sure I had something in my system before I went to practice. And I would practice and then go to weights after that. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I have a class at 11 o'clock. So I would go class, practice, and then go to class again after that. And then after that, I kind of just had the day to myself. So I would make sure I get lunch. I would actually go to the cafe and get lunch and then go back to my room and take a shower and take my rest or hang out with my friends if I so choose. So it's just like I tried to get majority of my workout stuff done at the beginning of the day so that I would have the rest of the day to myself to chill and relax. But in my free time, I do my homework, of course. Like now I'm on a break, so in between classes, I will go into study hall because we have a study hall area, and I would go and complete all the work that I have because I would hate to be behind, especially in a time like this. Like this is off season, so it wouldn't make sense to not be having my work done.
Yeah.
So even in the off season, how often do you work out during the off season?
My teammates right now, they started practice 2 weeks ago. So they work out Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then they lift weights Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday mornings.
Wow.
You guys, your teammates, right? I wanted to talk about your teammates as well. You guys, what did you guys finish last year in the SWAC overall as a team championship for the
last year? The women placed fifth.
Fifth, okay.
I believe.
And this year, I think you're expected, if I'm not mistaken, to finish third. Got everybody.
I feel like for indoor, outdoor, and our cross country teams on the women's side, we definitely have a chance of placing in, if not all three, at least one. Because our cross country placed third last year, which is really good for them. We now have a men's cross country team, and I feel like they're going to do really good this season too. So don't be sleep on them. And our recruiting has been very well. So I feel like we just all have a chance of doing something real great. Hopefully, we're seeing a lot of medals this indoor and outdoor season.
Yeah, I know they had a lot of powerhouse students coming out of Southern University, and I think if I'm not mistaken, last year Bethune-Cookman, they had a couple athletes on the NCAA finals, I believe. Was it one or two? Yeah, they had a pretty good team as well. If I'm not mistaken, I believe so. Now I know because you guys have Jackson State, Grambling, FAMU, Bethune-Cookman, we got Alcorn, Alabama State. You guys, A&M.
Texas.
Is it Prairie? Yeah, Prairie.
Prairie.
And then there's one more school. I can't think of it. It's UAB. Oh yeah.
I think you might be missing either Texas Southern or Southern.
Oh yeah, Texas Southern. Okay, yeah. So, Pine Bluff. I'm sorry, Arkansas Pine Bluff. So yeah, we definitely, we hope to be there for the championship this year, the indoor as also in outdoor. So we do expect a lot from you guys. We definitely looking out for you for the upcoming season. But going forward, I wanted to ask you, more, personal level. Your background, your mother, father, or were they important in the progression of your, stardom, or was there someone else who drove you to, encourage you to do track and field, or was that just something you just, like you said before, fell into? Because I know you said you started, you wanted to do the gymnastics, but did anybody push you? Was there somebody like a mentor, coach, or had a strong hold on you?
I do. Well, my mom has always been a big advocate of track and field because since I was playing soccer, I was always really fast. So she was just like, why don't you try open running? So I had a friend in elementary school, actually, and her dad was the head coach of a track team. And she invited me like 2 years in a row. So that second year, I told my mom, I was like, maybe we should, we should actually like try this, because she thought I was pretty fast. And even in my elementary and middle school, like everybody thought, well, I was normally the fastest person. So they're like, why don't you just try track? So I did. So he took me in, and Coach Sean Wilson, definitely one of the most memorable coaches that I have right now. He passed away a couple years ago, so
Oh wow.
Sorry to hear that. Yeah.
one of the most influential coaches I've ever had in my life. Really, really good coach. He really pushes me, and I do a lot of stuff for him, track wise.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I just had I didn't even tell you this morning, Vince. I just had a coach, Tom Raleigh. He passed away. And so coaches mean so much to us, man. Coaches are like everything. And so I'm glad you had a real good connection with your coach, because it really motivates you to get to where you are right now. And speaking of that, what is the thing when you deal with mental preparation? What really motivates you to get you in that championship mindset?
I'm not, well, honestly, like I listen to music, but I'm not one to like really listen to music to like get me pumped up. But what I do for myself is give myself positive self-talk, because I feel like your greatest enemy is yourself, and it's your mind. So if you're already attacking or beating yourself up mentally, then the whole race is gonna fall apart. So if you're not in there right here, then the race is already gone. So positive self-talk definitely sets me forward for myself in my races. That's what I do for myself.
Yeah, that
Definitely.
was something that meant a lot to me as well. Um, and I just, I would find myself just because I played basketball, so I would find myself just, watching, different reruns of of different athletes that I really, looked up to. It could be Michael Jordan, Tim Hardaway. I sort of patterned my style of play after, certain players. Was there any one person that you may have patterned something after, um, of how you prepare yourself?
Me personally, no. I try not to concern myself with other people, because I just feel like if I'm not focused,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
this is not even trying to be no type of way, but it's just like I try not to concern myself with other people and their patterns and their rhythms, because what works for them, and what works for me. So my only competition is myself. So whatever I got going on, that's just with me and me. I'm not with nobody, and whatever works for them and whatever they got going on.
Got you. Okay, that's
Cause
good.
that's good, because John, just touching base, like being that you're, so young on the team, who do you guys look up to? Who are some of the elder persons on your team that you guys can go
We
to
don't
and get advice? Yeah.
we don't really have any, I guess, like senior team members, because
Oh
we
wow.
were a young team, because our coach had, I think, prior to me being there, the year before that was his first full year. So
Okay.
he's just incoming, like recruiting people, and there were no senior hurdlers. So it was me and two other ladies. One was a sophomore at the time, and me and the other one, we were both freshmen. So it was really just like we were kind of a young team. So the other people were
Oh.
on the team before our coach came, and we didn't have any hurdlers. So I wouldn't say I would have anyone to look up to in a sense like that, like in my
How
event.
challenging,
So
how challenging is that? Because there's no one to look up to besides your coach. I mean, when you're by yourself, you want to talk to somebody else. You don't want to talk to coach. You want to go to one of your, fellow athletes who actually does what you do, but may have more experience. You know, just wondering how challenging that can be. Um, for a student athlete like this. Just curious.
Well, she
Do you give advice out? Let's put it that way.
do I give advice? Yes, I give
Yeah.
advice. I'm not the one that usually needs advice, to be honest, because I'm the type of person that I'm just gonna go out and figure it out on my own, whether I'm right or wrong, because I'm gonna learn from it regardless. So I feel like I'm more of the person to give advice than to receive it.
So
Okay.
she a champion, Vince. I
Hey,
told you
hey,
that.
hey, look. She's a coach. She's a coach when the coach ain't
Yeah,
looking.
she's the coach on the field. She's the coach on the field.
I remember when I used to
So
run.
do you have now some of your other players? Do they come to you?
Hmm.
Are they more or less asking you questions or getting confidence from you or whatever?
I don't know about confidence, but I mean, I can give a couple encouraging words here and there. I mean, I've been running track
Well, I
for a
meant
couple years, so
encouraging.
if it's in the track sense, like I can help you out with certain things, like if you need help with something, or if you're feeling
Mm-hmm.
down about something about your performance, or what you might need to work on. Like especially like I'm a hurdler with my other hurdler teammates. Like I can definitely watch your race or watch your rep and tell you maybe what you could do and what you couldn't do. Cause I just feel like we're all here learning. So why am I not gonna help you too? You know?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
Oh, that's good stuff.
that's a cool thing. I remember because when I was running, and I know sometimes you might experience this. Sometimes there's jealousy amongst athletes, and so I remember experiencing this when I was a freshman. Coming in and who you are. What I mean, and you're moving, and some athletes may feel some type of way. It's almost sort of like Caitlin. What's her name? Caitlin Clark. And similar to her, when she's coming into the WNBA, she has so much hatred toward them, but all she wants to do is just win. But of course you haven't experienced that because like you said, you are the senior, basically. You know,
He's the
but
champion, Ben. She
yeah,
gives the advice and
he gives the advice.
encouragement. And that's so you know what? And that's so needed and that's so rare to have a young athlete that assumes the responsibility of being that champion and that mentor or that that person that is able to give some real positive advice to their teammates. And so that says a whole lot about you as an athlete as well as a person. So that's beautiful. I give you kudos for that. That's what's up.
Hey,
Thank you.
Anna, you better get out there and run that cross country too. You think you slick? You're supposed to be running
Ah,
cross country.
I don't have the endurance for cross country. I'm gonna tell you that.
No, no,
That's the
no.
most honest thing I can say right now. I don't have the endurance for cross country.
But you need that training though. You need that win. It'll help you.
Maybe if it's just a simple 800, because you're supposed to train
Okay,
like maybe
right.
a couple meters over your original race. So, but right now I'm strictly 100 hurdler, so 400 is kind of max.
That's max for
mm.
you. Okay.
Well, that's
I'm
good
not mad.
that you. That's good that you like really find something specifically that you're good at, and you try to master that and
Mhm.
sort of stay in that lane. I get that. That's the and that shows how focused you are. You're really focused, and you know yourself, and you know exactly what it is that you want to do in that. And I think in order to really be considered a champion in any specific thing, you really have to give yourself give all of yourself over to it, so you
Mhm.
can actually do that. So I love the focus that you have. So that's good. I'm glad to hear a lot of stuff I'm hearing from you as a young athlete, as a young leader. Uh, so that's really good. That's good.
So Anna, upcoming season. What are your expectations? We got the indoors coming up. What are your goals? What do you want to achieve?
Right off the top of my head, if we're just gonna go into indoor, I definitely want to see my time drop. I'm gonna try attempt train, whatever you want to call it. I want to hit 12.9 by the end of indoor season. If it's not the beginning, if
Woo!
it's not the middle,
Yeah,
it
that's
has to
rolling.
be at the end point of that. And I also want to make NCAA's indoor. So
Okay.
hitting that 12.9 or being in that 8.1, 8.1 and below and lower, that's a good range to be able to make that because
Mm.
I just missed it last year and I definitely want to be there this year. So that's my goals for indoor. And if I can get the school record again, I mean, I'll get that again too. For
Mm.
outdoor is a long season. Outdoor, I kind of want to shave my time off by a lot. So I know I hit that 12.9. I want to see if I can hit maybe 12.75, maybe 12.6, but that's gonna take a lot of training and weight room for sure, because you need that power, you need to be able to lift. And I know this past indoor season, I went to our regional meet for NCAAs. I didn't perform well there, so I didn't go to the championship meet, but I would love to go to the championship meet this year. So working towards that, I definitely want to do that. I know this summer they have Worlds and they have the Pan Am Games, I think. So if I could go to the trials and make either one of those games, that would be good as well. So there's a lot of things that could go into play during that time. So we'll just see how the season goes, and hopefully I can achieve all of my goals getting to there.
If you guys watching, a lot of people don't know what the Pan Am Games are. It's a huge world competition with track athletes under the age of 24, right? Is it 24? I believe it is.
I think it's either 24 or 23. It's one of those. 23.
And it's a grueling process to make it to the NCAA championship. People don't realize that you have to go through regions. You have the East region, South.
You have to even make the East region. That's the thing.
That's the region.
Only 49 people, I think, make it, and then they basically not even cut that in half. They only take 12 people to the next meet.
So the process is harder. It's harder in track and field than like baseball or football. It's tremendously
because it's so individual. It's not like the whole team is going. It's you. Like, you have to perform well so that you can keep moving forward. And if you don't perform well to keep moving forward, then you're left behind.
So I wanted to ask. So in this past Olympics, when just looking at the track and field, it was really exciting because there was a lot of competition. I mean, it was it was something I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed seeing the degree of competitiveness.
Yes.
So when you look at when you're looking at that, somebody like yourself, what are some of your takeaways from looking at that kind of event?
Every time I watch a race now, like even if it's World Athletics, Diamond League, the Olympics, I just feel like we're in a new generation of runners now, because you see a lot of the older people that were dominating in probably like the past two Olympics now, either not like they're not making teams, but you just see another generation of people coming off of their college seasons, especially with this Olympics. You have fresh people on fresh legs. Like you could say Grace Stark. She just came off of her season. I think she might have actually won NCAA championships. And then a couple weeks after that, she went right into the trials, made the trials, went to the Olympics. She actually made it to the finals. And, you just have a lot of younger athletes performing super well that are kind of overpowering the older people. So I want to be a part of the newer generation that's taking over the track world right now.
Oh yeah, you definitely will be. Hey, what were your thoughts on? I know you've seen Richardson and Julian in the 100-meter dash. I mean, even though you're a hurler, and watching Grace Starks, but what was your input on that race? Being at all the criticism that you face,
Look, everybody doesn't have a perfect race. We all know that Sha'Carri Richardson is a phenomenal runner, and she can run a race. I just feel like you win some, you lose some. Every race isn't going to be perfect. So she still medaled. I feel like people put too much pressure on her, and I hope she wasn't putting any pressure on herself. But I feel like the pressure and the expectations from the media or just people in general were too much on top of her. And I don't think that caused her to underperform, but I don't feel like her performance was something that you should talk about in a negative light, because especially after her not being able to make the last Olympics, and she even comes here to even medal, I just feel like that's even better. So you're making your comeback. Like you didn't get first, but you definitely still got on the podium, and that's more than a lot of people could say.
It was interesting. It definitely was interesting. I think so. Who let me see, who won this year for the 100-meter hurdles? The girl from Nigeria, I believe, right? I know her name, but she
100
was
meter
new on the
hurdles.
scene. Yeah, was it the
It
girl
was
from
Masai Russell
Nigeria?
won.
Is that Russell?
Yeah, Masai Russell won. Who got second? That's a good question.
Who was the girl?
Yeah,
Who
Masai
else
Russell.
was
Yeah,
in
from the
that?
U.S. She did win. They almost had it like identical times. Oh, and then the girl from Puerto Rico, she's pretty good too. Jasmine Camacho Quinn. Is that her name? Yeah,
Yes,
Camacho.
so it was Masai Russell. How do you say her first name? Serena
Yeah,
Samba
yeah,
Maela from
from
France, and
France.
then
Yeah.
you have Camacho Quinn from Puerto Rico.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Camacho, she's always been on the scene. You know, a lot of people don't, realize she's trained and practiced in the U.S., but she does have Puerto Rican ties. So, and what about Grant Holloway? Do you watch the men's hurdles?
I do watch the men's hurdles. It's not the favorable race because I don't run 110s and my hurdles don't sit like all the way up into my rib cage. So it is great to watch
I wonder why
because
the women never watch the men's hurdle.
being able to see them hurdle that high is just crazy to me because I know me personally, if my hurdle height went up just one, I'd just be like, wow. I don't know if I can do this anymore.
And what were your thoughts on
challenging
Noah
as it is
Lyles?
already?
What were your thoughts on Noah Lyles and all the chaotics that came with his race?
I don't know. I just feel like Noah Lyles, he talks a lot. Like he's kind of a cocky runner to me, which that's acceptable when you can back it up. So he backed it up in the 100 in the open one, even though he stuck his chest out and basically blocked somebody else from getting first. But that's how I saw it. But the 200, I don't know.
Man.
I didn't really care whether or not he won or not because I know he didn't get first, and I guess that just goes to say that you could do all of that talking, all of that jumping, and whatever he be doing, and you don't always win. You know what I'm saying? And then him pulling out.
It was suspect. It was definitely suspect. I'm like,
Yeah,
man.
Well, he had that was isn't that some kind of technique that you guys practice? Sticking your chest out when you get to the finish line? Is that?
Well, it should be. I feel like everybody should practice that definitely because the time. So when you cross the line, they basically get your torso. They don't get a toe. They don't get a knee. They get your torso. So like your chest and down. This is the area that they get. So
okay, they watching for that. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So if it's a close race, what they're gonna see is whose chest crossed the line first.
Gotcha. Because when I saw the guy his foot went over first.
Mm-hmm. But
and I said, oh, he won. I thought he won, but
I can't give you that, man. Not with a foot. You gotta put the body over.
No, but look, I would say from experience, we wear bibs and going to the U20 trials and going to U20, there's a device or something that they put underneath your bib that tracks who got there first and what time that you're at. So I guess whoever's tracker gets over the line first, that's there.
That's okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, well, especially on that stage, John. When you talk about, you're talking about deals, wills, and deals. And how do you feel about the NIL? You looking for a deal?
Yes, I am looking for a deal.
That's right. That's right. Tell him. That's right. Hey, we gonna push this thing out. We trying to get you paid.
Yeah, get you some money.
We trying to get you paid.
You're representing these schools, and you should be able to represent yourself because not everybody they may not make it to the professional level. Mm-hmm. They may not make it to the Olympics or World Championships. They may not get those deals like Sha'Carri Richardson is getting now. I mean, she has 4 commercials. She's doing what is that? She's doing the makeup, the Maybelline, one of those. She's doing the hair things. She's making money now.
Yes. She's doing very well for herself. I feel like she's definitely created a name. And I feel like her coming from the college that she went to definitely could have played a role in how she is right now, like how her name has been out there because she did go to LSU. So she was already a big name there. So moving out of college and into pros, I just feel like it just kept stacking and stacking and stacking. But I don't think she was in college when NIL was a thing. So
she was at the tail end. But I think she got paid. She got paid to leave to go professional.
Probably did because she was doing so well. I would, if I was doing that well, I probably wouldn't stay in college either.
Yeah,
that's right.
Once she broke that record,
get that bag.
Yeah, I think she 1075 and 100-meter dash. It was no longer a need to be in college. She was running faster than the world. Best in the world.
Most we could do is just pay for her to finish college, and then she's just going pro and training and stuff after that because she's getting paid now. She has a lot of endorsements and deals, so that's where her income comes from.
So let me ask you this. Now, as far as are you setting yourself up for that to
go pro?
Well, first of all, before that, like the NIL situation, are you set up for that? Do you know how? I don't know how that works.
Well, for any NIL, I have to talk with compliance. We have a person that helps us out with that, so that's how I do that.
Because I heard that they had I know at Dell State you could like for us if we wanted to donate to a player or something like that, we had to go through this thing that they put together for and you can choose to pay for them to come and let's say if the player wanted to come and speak to kids, sign some autographs, do some stuff, you could pay them, let's say it was $500 or something like that. You could have them come if you wanted to request that particular player to come and speak at the school or do something like that. So they have those different things.
They just clear that. They just clear that.
Yeah. Stan Waterman. Stan told me about it.
Because I know the high schools now are getting paid as well. I just seen the kids out of Illinois. He's getting paid. Delaware just passed a law that the kids get paid high school.
I see a lot of football players and basketball players in high school getting paid and getting.
And the track athletes get paid too. The track athletes get paid too. This is
that's right.
If you got a likeness, you got a name for yourself. Hey, why not use it? Make money for yourself. Why not? Because like you said, they're starving. They're eating that cafeteria food. We want lobster and shrimps. So
lobster and shrimp sound good right now.
She had that sushi.
That's right. I know that's right.
Yep.
Hey, and is University of Alabama A&M? Are you guys sponsored by Nike or is it Adidas?
Nike.
Okay, Nike. Okay. I'm wondering if Nike will eventually say, listen, we're going to pay all the athletes. Any athlete who's on the team or whether it be track and field, soccer, we're going to pay them. Because I mean you're advertising their stuff already.
Well, maybe if we bring just a little bit more attention, maybe they'll go out their way and be like, "We'll pay y'all."
Because I always wondered about them, man. That's a little fishy, Nike. Why are you giving all these schools this gear? Because they're not paying for it. They're definitely not paying for it. So, and that's a good. Well, we wish you definitely make your money. We're going to try to see if we can get you some money.
Okay.
We definitely appreciate you coming on. We know you got a long schedule coming up. John, you got any more questions you want to ask?
No, I just want to thank you for coming on. We really appreciate you, and we just wish the best for you, in this upcoming season, and that you stay healthy and no injuries. We don't want no injuries. No injuries. We just really, pray all is well with you, and that you do great things. Continue to do great things. You're already doing great things. Continue to do great things.
Yeah, I expect you to make the Worlds next year. I want you to make the Worlds next year. And then on and on into the 2028 Olympics, which will be held in LA.
Well, I would love that. Woo!
Yeah,
I believe this interview will go viral then.
Listen, she's already on the track. Right? Listen, she's on the track record. She's on the track. Listen, 12-9.
No, she's on the track. That's what I'm saying. I said when that comes up,
the Olympics. Yeah, you're not that much far away from literally being on the podium. So, yeah, it's possible. It's possible. Yeah. So, we're going to definitely.
I'm speaking it. It's going to happen. You're going to get that.
I appreciate it.
She gonna get that. I'm speaking that.
Your track meets, because I think see we're out in the Philadelphia area, but how I'm trying to think what school was actually close. It would probably be was it Alabama? It would be maybe Alabama.
Somewhere.
I was just thinking what school was actually closest to up this way.
Closest.
I just want to come to one of their indoor meets. You guys run. Well, you guys don't even come to the Penn Relays. I haven't seen you there last year.
I think we are coming to Penn Relays this year.
This year, because they weren't there last year. I don't think.
We were not, but I believe that we will be there this year.
Oh, definitely. We'll come see you.
Yeah, we're gonna come see you. Yeah.
Well, listen, we appreciate your time. And also, if you have any news you want to relay, how can people reach you if they are interested in giving you an NIL?
If anyone would like to reach me for any NILs, they could contact me via my DMs on my Instagram or my email, which would be my first and last name, just minus the hyphen. So it'd be ANALIESE TORIAN. And that's my Instagram handle and also my email. Just add @gmail.com after that.
John, take us up. Take us up.
Hey man, listen, thank you so much. We have been we've been in company with a champion. We are really excited about this. And listen, guys, we want you to continue to tune in. And there's two things that we just need you to do. Listen, work like it depends on you, but pray like it depends on God, because it does in everything you do. Let's go, Vince.
Peace.
Thanks for having me.